National Assembly interacts with petroleum industry stakeholders, advocate overall growth of Nigerian economy.
It is unfair and unpatriotic to treat government business as an orphan while private businesses are flourishing.
No one can deny that smuggling takes place across our border, but for PMS and every other commodity that you can think of. This is real, Mr. Chairman. When the details come, we will tell you what we know.
House of Representatives debunks allegation of inducement for committee appointments.
And ECOWAS Committee of Chiefs of Defense Staff call for greater regional cooperation to surmount emerging challenges in the region.
Through our collective strengths and shared expertise, that we can effectively address those issues and work towards long-lasting solutions.
On Good Morning Nigeria today, we shall focus on national symbols and unity.
All right, our national symbols, our heritage, indeed, they lie at the heart of our unity and cohesion. They're not just simple icons and your regular signs that you see. Of course, they give us a sense of unity and our sheer collective pride of national identity. Victor.
Indeed, these symbols can be flags representing the nation's history, values, and sovereignty. You talk about the coat of arms, for instance, which symbolizes the nation's heritage, values, and authority. You can also refer to the national anthems, which expresses the nation's spirit, struggles and triumphs, the mottos. Name them. These are all at the heart of Nigeria's unity and cohesion.
Of course, they also encapsulate, the nation's guiding principles. And beyond that, we also have unique symbols which can be depicted by animals, plants, or objects, all of them representing our character, our history, our tradition, and of course, the tapestry of our collective heritage.
And so, national monuments, iconic structures, landmarks, which symbolize the nation's history and values, are national heroes, individuals celebrated for their contributions to the nation's development and identity, all fall within this category.
Victor, you're almost forgetting our green, white, green,
yes,
and the flag, and of course our national anthem. You talked about the coat of arms. You did talk about the coat of arms. These are very, very symbolic, national signs, of course, that tell a story, the collective story where people, where they are coming from. It also talks about, the traditions and who people are. So these are very, very unique symbols that celebrate the sovereignty and authority and power of a country.
And by embracing and celebrating these national symbols, citizens can foster a deeper sense of belonging, unity, and patriotism, ultimately strengthening the nation's social fabric.
Of course, and so we will be asking some questions on today's program. For instance, how do you really see some of those symbols? What does the green, white, green flag, what kind of emotion does it evoke in you? The coat of arms, the national anthem, and all of the symbols and signs that we've talked about, how do they relate, to you? These are some of the issues that, of course, we will be discussing and, of course, helping us to understand, the role they play in fostering our national unity and cohesion. On Good Morning Nigeria today, I am Claire Adelabu Abdulrazak. Thank you for joining us.
All right, I'm Victor as well. I also join Claire in welcome you to today's program. We are reaching you on the network service of the NTA, and we are live. Chukwudi Ubaja will join us a bit later for the complimentary segment, that is the newspaper review, but that will be after highlights of the morning news with Olajide Bello. Good morning, Olajide.
I wonder if Jide can. Jide, I'm sorry, I'm going to put you on the spot. I wonder if you can recite the national anthem. What emotion does it?
New one, right?
The new one, right?
The national anthem. There's no new national anthem. Let's not be. We have a national anthem.
Okay. Well,
yes.
Claire, if not for the time that I have limited time for the news segment, I would have decided to recite it. But let's keep that till later. Yes. Good morning, Claire. Good morning, Victor. Good morning, Nigerian. Here's morning news. The National Assembly Joint Committee investigating alleged economic sabotage in the Nigerian petroleum industry wants players in the sector to reach a common ground for stability and overall economic growth in Nigeria. The committee made an appeal during an interactive session with various stakeholders.
A situation whereby we now depend almost entirely on the importation of these products, even when we daily supply the world about 2% of its crude oil requirements, is, to say the least, highly worrisome. It is unfair and unpatriotic to treat government business as an orphan while private businesses are flourishing.
No one can deny that smuggling takes place across our border, but for PMS and every other commodity that you can think of. This is real, Mr. Chairman. When the details come, we will tell you what we know.
The House of Representatives says the House leadership has not received inducement for the appointment of any committee chairman in the Green Chamber. House spokesman Aki Rotimi says this clarification has become necessary following speculations in some sections of the media over the dissolution of the ad hoc committee on oil and gas by the leadership of the House. 13 trucks loaded with petroleum products and 17 suspects have been arrested by the operatives of the RGP Special Task Force on Petroleum and Illegal Bunkering. First Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi in a media briefing in Abuja says this success is part of commitment by the force to increase oil production in the country as directed by the President.
We were able to recover 250,000 liters of crude oil, 350,000 liters of AGO, and 13 trucks recovered, 17 persons arrested, and 118,000 liters of PMS recovered from all these criminal activities.
The opening ceremony of the 42nd Ordinary Meeting of the ECOWAS Committee of Chiefs of Defense Staff has been concluded at the Defense Headquarters, Abuja. Despite the absence of the defense chiefs of Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger, which earlier announced their withdrawal from ECOWAS, key players called for greater regional cooperation to surmount emerging challenges in the region.
Deep development required extraordinary political intervention, which obliged the Commission to pivot towards extraordinary sessions of the committee at the expense of holding at least one ordinary meeting per annum. It becomes obvious that it is only through our collective strength and shared expertise that we can effectively address those issues and work towards long-lasting solutions.
President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of the following Nigerians to the governing councils of some federal universities and tertiary institutions, as well as specialized institutions of learning. In a statement by Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelale says the President expects that the new members of the governing boards of these institutions will perform their functions effectively and creditably and within the ambits of their statutory responsibilities. Similarly, the President has appointed governing councils of 6 federal colleges of education. The President anticipates that the new members of the boards of these institutions will serve with dedication and commitment to improving the standards of learning in the nation's federal colleges of education. And those are the highlights of the news at this time. Good morning, Nigeria continues with Claire and Victor after this commercial break. Please don't go away.